is under attack again. Raw milk is gaining in popularity. Each year, more and more people are learning about raw milk and drinking raw milk. And the thing for most people is that when they add raw milk into their diet, they're typically on a health journey. And that opens them up to a holistic lifestyle. They become self healers. They learn more about healthy food and they probably rely less on the medical system, less on drugs, and they are just able to take care of themselves. Obviously, if you are a pasteurized dairy company or you are a corporation whose profits depend on people dependent on your products, then this is not going to be something that's good. So what do? Well, you issue fear around the subject, of course, because that is the easiest way to control people, to get them to do what you want to do, to get them to behave how you want them to behave. You create fear around something they're doing or something that has happened. And then in their fear, they turn to you, the experts, for advice. And then they follow your advice and they get the outcome that you wanted. So let's look at how this is happening for raw milk. So this article here, Utah experiencing illness outbreak associated with drinking raw milk. This is interesting to me because Raw Farm Dairy, which is a farm in California, also had a similar association with a salmonella outbreak. And we'll look at that one next, but it happened around the same time. When you read this article, the key here, if you're just looking at it at face value and you're a consumer who doesn't know much about raw milk, then you're probably going to believe this because it's worded in such a way that makes you think that this is actually happening. But if you know about raw milk and you can really read the article, you can see that these are just suggestions. Nothing has really been proven. I'm not saying that people didn't get sick. They probably did. And as we know, bacteria help to remove toxins from the body. And as we know from Ogenes's books, they eat up waste, they eat up toxins. So this is why when you're sick, there's often bacteria there. Are the bacteria causing the illness, or are they there helping to clean whatever toxin was in your body? So when we look at this article, nothing has been proven. This is a Utah dairy. I'm not sure what dairy it's talking about, but the point is that it's talking about raw milk. And it says Utah experiencing illness outbreak associated with drinking raw milk. The public health officials in Utah, they're investigating illnesses associated with drinking raw milk. So Salt Lake County Health Department identified 10 people in the county with campylobacter, so campylobacterosis, and 8 of these 10 people confirmed that they drank raw milk prior to their illness. And the health officials in other areas of the state identified an additional 4 people infected, all of whom drank raw milk. And this creates a statewide total of 14 people with campylobacterosis, 12 of who confirmed raw milk consumption. So they range from 2 to 73 years old. One person was hospitalized, talks about how campylobacterosis, what it causes, diarrhea, abdominal pain, fever, headache, nausea, vomiting. We know that, yes, this is being sick. And when this is happening, your body is helping to purge out unwanted toxins. So it talks about to say something. Um, it talks about how people with the young children and pregnant women, older adults, and those with weak immune systems are affected. They're constantly saying that. It is printed on the raw milk bottles that say that pregnant women, nursing women, the elderly, and children should stay away from raw milk. Now, I think everybody should drink raw milk if they can, but people who are going to benefit the most from it are going to be children who are growing and developing, pregnant women who need all the nutrients they can get to grow a healthy baby, nursing women who will benefit from the additional protein, healthy fats, and nutrition that is going to fill their bodies and help nourish their baby if they're breastfeeding. Elderly people who are sicker and ill and generally frail will also benefit from raw milk. So it's just absurd that they pick the groups of people who are the most vulnerable, who will benefit from these healthy products, and then instead they feed them products that are not helpful to them. So I notice in these articles when they describe raw milk, they describe it as milk that has not been pasteurized to kill harmful bacteria. It can contain dangerous bacteria like campylobacter, salmonella, listeria, E. coli, all of which are responsible for causing foodborne illnesses. Public health officials warn that drinking raw milk may be dangerous and advise Utahns to consume only dairy products that have been pasteurized to kill harmful bacteria. Did you know? I have talked to farmers about this. Raw dairy farmers are tested heavily, no matter what state you're in, no matter if you are selling raw milk in retail stores, like in California, or if you're selling them off of the farm, like in Texas or Tennessee, wherever you are, your dairy is tested vigorously by the state. And not only that, you are held to the same food safety standards as a pasteurized dairy plant is without heating the products. Pasteurized dairy farms often get milk from cows who are sick. They are sick because they are kept in pens, they're fed an awful diet, they're injected with hormones, antibiotics most of the time, or a lot of the time, and they're generally not as healthy as grass-fed cows. So your average conventional milk that most people are drinking, most Americans, is low quality. So what is it going to have in it? Toxins. The cows live in an unhealthy environment. They're unhealthy. Their milk is unhealthy. But you can produce this at a large scale. Of course, you can't sell this milk raw to people because they would get sick, but you can heat it, and that will kill the toxins. It kills the bacteria. Then it's safe. Raw dairy farms are held to those same health safety standards, and they don't heat the milk. That says a lot about the work the farmers do and how the cows are treated and how the cows live. At the end of the article, they suggest that people who do consume raw milk should heat it, which I don't recommend doing. If you're getting it from a great source, heating it is going to kill a lot of the beneficial bacteria. It's going to denature some protein structures, and it's just not going to be as great as if it was raw. And then keep raw milk and raw milk products refrigerated. That generally is good advice. But overall, this article hasn't proven anything. It is just saying that it is associated. So that leads us into our next article, which is about raw farm dairy. So this is another article. I have talked to the farmer of raw farm, and they confirmed no salmonella in their products. So let's start from the beginning. In October, there's an outbreak of salmonella. And the people who are sick with salmonella poisoning, or what they're calling it, right? People who are sick and there are salmonella bacteria in their bodies say that they drink raw milk. And they said they drink raw farms, raw milk. So Raw Farm is a dairy. They test every batch of raw milk, and you can read all about it here. But anyways, so these people said that it was from this dairy, and they investigated it. 12 people were sick, and what ended up happening is Raw Farm decided to do a voluntary recall. So they were not put on a recall, but they said, okay, we get it, people are sick, we're sure it isn't our products because we test every product before it leaves our farm, but we will do a voluntary recall to cooperate with the state and to double check just to verify out of safety. And so they did that. Their test results were negative. They did release some. I don't know if that post is still up on Instagram. Let me look. It looks like they removed the post where they confirmed the test results, probably because it caused a lot of controversy and questions. But we can look at one of their posts here. So they said, after a week of rigorous state testing, all of our lab results have been confirmed negative for pathogens. So it's just interesting. If Raw Farm is innocent, then, and their test results are negative, then why are there articles saying that people got sick? It really doesn't make sense. I remember Ajna saying that, I don't know how long ago it was, but there was a time when this was happening, when the state just decided to say, hey, raw milk caused this illness, and put out articles. And we're seeing it happen again. 10 years ago or so, there was a co-op in Venice Beach, and Ajna, I think he talked about it. What was it called? It was Rawsome, but I feel like it was called something else, the garage or something. They sold raw foods there. They sold like pasture-raised meats, raw dairy, and that was also raided and shut down. So it just seems like time and time again, there is somebody up there that is wanting to blame raw milk for problems and definitely doesn't want the general population to know about it. And they're issuing fear. And well, I have to say that of the thousands of people that drink raw milk, and a person like me who has been drinking raw milk for 4 years now and hasn't been sick from it once, really makes you wonder if safe, tested raw milk was really dangerous, then why would all of these people say that they love it, their bodies love it, and they've been drinking it for years and they're healthy? So thanks for watching this video. Support raw milk if you can. I'll link something in the description where you can find a raw milk dairy in your state. It's delicious, it's great for you, and you will be healthier for it. Bye.